Hi, it's Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead, where today I've actually brought you into my basement where I actually stock most of my stuff. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, you can please click the button down below. Do you know if you subscribe to my channel, it's free? It doesn't cost anything. Well, today I'm going to be showing you what I stock and why. Now, everybody stocks different things. You know, what I stock, someone else might not. So there's no right or wrong answer here. So I'm first going to show you how it looks. As you can see, it's messy. Life has happened and I just haven't had a chance to clean up in here. And I really do need to straighten up. And then I'm going to go through each section of what I stock and why. And again, it's mostly for natural disasters, like, you know, we're currently in a drought. We could have a flood. You know, my husband could lose his job, etc. Or we could have a tornado. We seem to get a lot of tornadoes here where we're at. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn around the camera and show a little bit more to you, but I am going to go ahead and straighten up first. Okay, I'm going to show you over here. It's really hard to walk, as I can tell you. Again, life has happened. But since we were in the drought, I started to go ahead and stock water. Now, I clearly do not have enough water for, say, I'd like to get enough for a month, just in case if something happens. So I do need to stock some more. So I'm going to be working on the floor here and cleaning this up. I'm going to show you how it looks after it's clean, and then I'm going to go through each section in my shelves here of why I stock what, etc. And then other things that are actually not in the shelf either that I stock. I will be showing that as well. Now, I finally can walk. I've needed to do that for such a long time. At least it's somewhat now organized. So the first thing that I end up stocking is I stock soup for my husband up here. Now, again, I don't eat any of those soups. I eat homemade, so I have, of course, frozen soups for me. Or I have canned soups, where I like pressure can them. I would go ahead and get some kind of vegetable that you eat. Again, some kind of meat source, because again, you know, you may not have electricity. And, you know, if you have a generator, then that's perfect. Then you can run your freezers, which I do. So I can run my freezers, you know, for a while, as long as we have enough gas. But again, eventually if the gas wears out, you don't have enough, you got to have something in a can. So I've got canned chicken here. I've got some beef that I just bought, and I've got a can of tuna back there too. And I've got a whole bunch of just chicken. And I can eat that if need be. And again, I get some salad dressings, but they don't stay on the shelf as a long time. Okay, sorry about that. My dog was woofing at some delivery person coming to the house. I stock some tomato sauce, not saying that may not be something that you want to stock. Again, everything is the old stuff to the new stuff. I've got some salsa, spaghetti sauce. I stock some crackers, you know, graham crackers. It's pretty much everything that we eat. Some cake mixes, enough flour. And then this is pretty convenient. Now, I don't eat this myself, but my husband does. So all you have to do is just have some water, you know, and to boil. That's if you can run your generator to do that. Or you can use a gas grill too, and you can fix some of your food on a gas grill. This is perfect. So you just boil the pasta and then the cheese sauce just goes over top. So that's considered to me like a convenience food. That's something quick that if need be, you know, you can at least fix it up with some kind of heat source. If you can't, then you're just eating like the canned soups and the canned, you know, chicken, meat, etc. And I also can stock pasta. Now, a lot of this stuff that I'm stocking is because I live more semi-rural. It is about 15 minutes away from my Kroger store, which is close, but in the wintertime, they just do not plow the roads very well out here. And especially if there's ice, I'm not getting out to go to the store. I figure I got to have my own store in my basement. And don't forget your candy. You know, I got that. I do have some of this, the chocolate chips in my freezer as well. But, you know, candy comes in handy if someone needs to eat it. I stock flour. I've got everyone that's in the front is old. And the new one is in a special container right here that I have locking lids. Now, the reason why I stock a lot of flour and sugar baking is because I cook most of all my food from scratch. I used to have a food allergy, and I have had to do that for at least the last 13 years. I was told by my doctor that I am no longer having that allergy, which was I had an allergic reaction to corn. Have not eaten corn, but he thinks I don't have it anymore. So if you're going to make like homemade bread, which is what I do, then you need to stock yeast as well. So it's not just the flour, but of course salt, etc. Now, if you're not into making a lot of things from scratch, you're going to have different things than what I have. And I bought some of those on Amazon. And no, Amazon's not sponsoring this video. It's just that's what I bought on my own. And then, you know, I do some more baking chocolate. I do olive oil. You know, some of this stuff, again, you can't have a lot of it because some of it can go bad. But I try to have enough for a couple of months worth. You know, yeast, I've got some cocoa, sugar. I have here, I just got this for myself. I got some whole milk powder because, you know, I do have some evaporated milk. Because I'm low in calcium, I have to have milk. So if there's a disaster and I can't get to the store and I can't get some milk, well, then I got to go ahead and have something else. And I do have that Market Pantry milk that I got at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. I have not tried it yet. I will. And the non-fat milk, like I was talking about, all you have to do is mix it with water. I need my calcium, so that's something that I have to do. Yes, powdered milk may not taste good, but I have to have it because my parathyroid in my body just doesn't work correctly. I've got honey, maple syrup. Hey, you can't forget your fiber. You know, coffee. You know, these are probably some things that you stock. I stock some breakfast foods. And then all down here, I've got a whole bunch of canned fruit. A lot of this my husband eats, but I can eat the pears. If need be, I could eat all the other, but it's just some of those other ones are higher acid that I can't. And this really does come in handy, the Gatorade. I just recently had a stomach virus and I got dehydrated and we only had one bottle in the house. And I was like, oh, I need some, you know, this Gatorade to get us better, to get us through until I could go, you know, and do a pickup order at Kroger. My husband stocks more candy over there. I've got extra trash bags because again, we need those. And then here's the water, like I talked about. We still are in a drought and I know this is still not enough water, but I was trying to get enough water for at least a month or so. And this is all spring water. I do have some drinking water back there. I bought that thinking that's the one we would drink, but my husband said no, it would be spring water is what we would drink. The drinking water down here would be perfect for if you wanted to put it in a pot to boil something. So I did get a couple of those. Of course, I could use the spring water, so I really don't need to buy, say, both, because then that would be kind of wasteful. And then the other thing that I end up stocking, I honestly only use in case of emergency, is some cast iron skillets. So I've got in my basement, and I will show it to you, I've got another alternative heat source that maybe some people don't have. I mean, yes, I do have a generator, so if our electricity goes out, I can run, you know, my freezers, and I probably could run my stove. We, of course, have a grill to cook our food on, but this is what I want to show you. Here's my other source of heat. It's actually a wood-burning stove. We have it in the basement. It honestly only heats the basement. You would think heat rises, you know, it would come up. It really honestly does not heat the upstairs house. I wish in a way it did, just because then, you know, it'd be a chance if something did happen, we could heat up there. I do also have another heat source that we can use that does heat upstairs, and I will show you that. This again takes wood. We have plenty of dead trees on the property because we've had those, you know, from the hurricane, lost a couple of trees. I've got wood, you know, woods that I can cut down. I mean, here's some of the firewood right there. You know, we've already have it split, ready to go. So we could at least go ahead. I could not only cook on this. So I could put my cast iron skillet right on top of here. This gets extremely hot. And, you know, we could cook scrambled eggs. We could cook about anything on this. That is why I bought those cast iron pans, only to use really in case of an emergency. They are quite heavy. I just, like I said, I bought more of not a very expensive set. I might use one here for a recipe later on, but I like my pan not to be that heavy. But in case of an emergency, you know, a cast iron pan is a necessity if you have, say, a wood burning stove or another stove that you can cook on. So let me go ahead and show you my other alternative heat source. My other source of heat is my fireplace. Now, honestly, this one doesn't seem to put out as much heat as I would like. But you know what? In a pinch, sitting in this room right here, it's going to get pretty warm with this fireplace. No, it's not going to heat the rest of my home. But you know, if people don't have something like this might be something that you would want. Like a fireplace or a wood burning stove. Over here, I'm stocking extra soap. Again, you don't know, when you can get to the store, etc. Extra soap to bathe with, just to wash your hands. I've got, of course, the dish soap right here because I did the dish soap comparing, so I've got all that left. I won't have to buy dish soap maybe for a year. I don't know. I've got quite a bit. But I keep extra scrub brushes, etc. So, it's not just food that I'm keeping. My husband built this for me. It's right over my freezer. And so I'm keeping extra tissues. Again, most of all this stuff, I have bought it on sale. So I have not paid full price. So, that's a plus in the sense of, hey, inflation's high. I couldn't imagine what I'm going to have to pay on some of this here. And there's some napkins up there. And I've got all those plastic bags. And of course, I've got toilet paper here. I have more toilet paper than you probably can count on. So I will not have to buy toilet paper. I don't know if it will be a whole year or not. I don't know. But I do have quite a bit here. So you might want to go ahead and, again, stock only what you use. Don't buy something that you think, I might use it in case of emergency. Because, more than likely you probably won't. If I have something that I decided to stock new and I didn't use it, well then of course I may have to pitch it, and then I'll know next year, hey, I don't need to buy this. We just don't use it. So again, just do what is best for your family. Now, we did have a natural disaster about a year ago that hit us, and what it wasn't, I guess you'd say not maybe natural. We ended up having our basement flood. We've had our basement flood, I'm going to say 3 or 4 times. It would just flood a little bit, maybe not even a couple of inches, but it would go over everything. And that is why I have tried to keep everything off the floor unless it's in a plastic container. But this right here, my husband went out and got some, I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong, caulking. And this was the saw cut in the concrete floor. The water was coming up right through that. So he filled it with the caulking all over the whole entire basement. And then the next time we had too much rain, too much water, it didn't flood. So it looks like it ended up holding. So there's certain things that you need to stock to have on hand. Just in case. And having the extra food was good because we couldn't really go to the store. We had a mess. We had extra fans, etc. So everybody's disaster is different than the one, that I experience. And of course, I also have canned food as well. So not just from the store, but actually what I have canned this year. So that would sustain us. Now I have canned a lot of green beans. All the ones on the bottom are this year. And the one up here on the top, that is this year. That's 2022, and this is 2023. Sometimes I have good years in the garden, and sometimes I have bad years. So that's why I can enough to get through, because next year could be a bad year in the garden. This year it was decent, but I did plant another 12 rows of beans, and I lost all those because we were watering, and we weren't watering enough, and we didn't get enough rain because we're in a drought. So I lost all that, as you say, bean seed down the drain. I have customers that were buying my green beans. I could not sell to them because we lost it. I mean, we were able to sell maybe 10 rows of beans. I mean, but they seemed to really like it. And, I enjoyed doing it. And of course, supplying for my family. Now with all this, you think, oh my goodness, 2 people, this is a lot of stuff. Well, my house is more of the hub. Anybody in my family, they're going to come here because we have land. We have more of a big open space. We're a little bit, further apart from our neighbor. It's probably a little bit more safe out here than, say, in a subdivision or the city. So you need to have a safe place that you can go to. So yeah, everybody would be coming here. So, I would have to feed 13 people or so, etc. That way, maybe even more than that, 14, 15. So you want to make sure you have enough food to carry you through. When I talked about canning all this food to sustain us, we also need to be stocking up on canning seals or a new canner. Or, you just trying to maintain your canner with, like, say, the gaskets. Have an extra gasket for your canner. Also, when you're stocking your freezer, make sure, again, you only stock what you're going to eat. I won't have to buy meat for a while. I was able to get lucky and get a whole bunch of chickens the other day at the store, so I'm good for a while. Hopefully, maybe till Thanksgiving. Then I'll have to buy some more. Now, I've only touched on a little stuff of what to stock your pantry with. Again, there's a whole other, I haven't even got into, but you could do blankets, gasoline, hats, gloves, extra comforters. You might need extra protection. You might, just in case, something happens and you need to go out and get your own dinner in your own woods or your own property. Like I said, there's just a whole array of different things that you can do. Well, if you like this video, please hit the like button down below. This was Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead. I hope you have a good day.